Magic Line postgame coming up after tonight's thriller in Detroit, presented by AdventHealth. There's a better game in the NBA tonight than this one. I'd like to see it.
Oh, I'm telling you. What a crowd.
Against the Hawks, but one a night for number 1 pick Paolo Banchero with 27 points in the game. Franz Wagner added 20. Jalen Suggs had 21. And the Pistons balanced scoring.
Welcome to the Magic Live postgame show presented by AdventHealth. What a debut for Paolo Banchero. He explodes on the Pistons for 27 points, but the Pistons come up victorious. Up by 1, they find Isaiah Stewart. Just like you draw it up in the timeout. Isaiah Stewart, get in the corner, get us a big 3. 0 of 3 on the night. He knocks down his biggest shot of the game. And the Pistons win on opening night. Tough one for the Orlando Magic, but I tell you, what a very entertaining basketball game. What an outstanding debut from Paolo Banchero. He goes for... Take us through the first game in the terrific career we hope and we expect from Paolo Banchero.
Man, he's living up to, what he's been billed to be. He's the number 1 pick, and he came out in the first game and made his impression felt right away. I was loving how comfortable he looked like. This was just nasty. This is first game. You'll never forget that. You will never, your first game and you body somebody like that, that is. Whew.
We're going to see this forever. We're going to see that. That's going to live on certainly for the next few days.
In this day and age, he makes
just don't try to make a great play coming down the floor. Just try to make the right play.
Well, and he'll continue to get better and improve on that. You're right with that decision making, but that's a great sign. Come out there for his confidence. Post-game show Magic Live presented by AdventHealth. But when the ball was moving for the Magic, it was a thing of beauty. Guys were knocking down shots. We'll be back with more after this.
Magic Live, the post-game show on Bally Sports, is presented by AdventHealth, the official healthcare provider of the Orlando Magic. And by...
For the Magic, they start season 34, unfortunately coming up on the losing end. 113-109 is the final. The Magic led by 15 in that first quarter, trailed by 2 at the half. And I'll tell you what, it looked like things were going to start getting away, but the Magic came all the way back, tied this thing up late in a big Isaiah Stewart.
Ball turnovers, and our matchups in transition.
Coach, looking at Paolo's debut, obviously being a number 1 overall pick, there's a lot of pressure that comes along with it. For him to have the kind of performance he did tonight, what does that say about him?
Well, as he settled in, I think it took a moment to get settled in, and then as he got comfortable, the game slowed down for him a little bit. He registered how they were playing him, so his ability to, obviously make some plays down the stretch was huge.
Speaking of settling down, it seemed like in the second half, Jalen Suggs really picked it up offensively. What were you seeing from him, and how important is it for him to limit fouls going forward?
I think it's big. I think all of our guys got to understand we have to do a better job of defending without fouling, putting them on the line 24 times, and it's necessarily when those fouls are occurring that we have to be smarter. There's a level of aggression we can have, but we've got to be smart about it.
How was Cole Anthony? He was ruled out this trophy before tip-off.
He's just dealing with illness right now.
Coach, anytime there's an injury, it's tough, but when you have a guy go out with, after you've done your game prep and walkthroughs and stuff like that, just how tough does that make the alterations for you?
Well, we've talked about doing it by committee, and obviously Jalen was ready to step in that moment, and he obviously getting adjusted to that for a second, and in the second half, obviously he recognized what he was capable of doing. But again, we've talked about by committee, the next guy's got to be ready to step in and play.
You went to RJ in the second half. What did you think? What did you like about what he did in that second half? I guess what was this decision about not going to him early in the first half?
Well, I think with Franz handling the basketball a little bit more, bouncing RJ in towards the second half as we might got a little tired, being able to have another secondary ball handler, obviously with Jalen going out with foul trouble as well, but being able to look at RJ being able to handle the basketball.
Anything else, guys? All right.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go, Magic head coach as well. One more as well. One more segment here on Magic Live, the post-game show presented by AdventHealth. This Magic team fought. Great defensive plays all night. Tough take by Jalen Suggs, who was in his zone in that third quarter. But the Magic come up just shy.
Magic Live, the post-game show on Bally Sports is presented by AdventHealth, the official healthcare provider of the Orlando Magic. And by
the Magic fall to the Detroit Pistons, now 19-15 all-time in season openers, 2-8 on the road. Give Detroit credit; they win this one 113-109. And
Unfortunately, Atlanta back home again is a short flight, but you have Boston sitting there waiting for you, and it's going to be tough. 6 of those first 8 on the road, and
travels for the team. Headed to Atlanta. Great job tonight, guys. It's not what we wanted, but man, it is good to spend some time with you fellas. Good to see you again.
Great to be back.
Yeah, good to be back. And let's see if the Magic can grab one on Friday. That's next up for us in Atlanta. We hit the air right here on Bally Sports Florida at 7 o'clock. Wow, Paulo, we're going to see his highlights for quite some time. Magic fall tonight to the Pistons, 113-109, 27.
Mikal Bridges of Phoenix and City Bay played in all 82.
It's a huge accomplishment in today's NBA.